Okay, so I'm going to show you how I did these flowers. They range from like 2.5 inches and up. It depends on how much ribbon I cut. I don't usually measure it. This one's a little bigger. It's got more ribbon, as you can see, more ruffles. Okay, so this ribbon here is about 24 inches, I think I cut. And I heat seal the ends with my wood burner. And I take some thread and my needle. And you start at the bottom of your image for your ribbon. And you're just going to do a running stitch, a wide running stitch. So I'm going to go in through the top. And then I'm going to go a little ways and I don't know if that's in focus. No, sorry, I'm using my cell phone. Okay, so I'm going to go up and then I'm just going to continue that whole thing. It does not have to be even. Your stitches, you can do some smaller ones here and there. Just stay along the bottom of your ribbon. And eventually you're going to scrunch it up. As you can see, it's going to start to take shape there. So you're going to do that through all the way to the whole length of however much ribbon you cut. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I got my thread tangled. Okay, so bear with me. Sorry that I have to sew this. Yeah? Did you color a picture? Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm sorry this is taking forever. For me, this is the part that takes the longest, is sewing the ribbon. Everything else I think goes pretty fast with making these. Okay, so I'm just about to the end. So I like to come up the front of my image, or the front of my ribbon at the end and pull through. And then you're going to scrunch up your ribbon. Oh, sorry if you can't see that. I'm just pulling the ribbon off on the thread. And then you're going to have just like some ruffly looking... Okay, so then you're going to have some ruffly looking ribbon. You don't want it too scrunchy. You want to be able to move it around a little bit. It'll make it a little fuller. So that's, I'm going to call that good. So then at the end of the ribbon, I like to fold it over just a teeny tiny bit. Like not much at all, just a little tiny bit. And then I put my needle through and I knot it. And I am crazy about my knots. I don't want them to ever come undone. I do 3. And I just stay at the bottom there because that's where we're gonna glue it down. So I don't sew up this part that's open. I just leave that. Sorry for all the noise in the background. My kids are playing, and one of them just woke up. He's probably going to come in and ask me for cereal or something for breakfast. He likes to sleep late. Another benefit of homeschooling, I suppose. Get to sleep in. Okay, so now I have this. It's all tied off and all ready to go. And what I do is I cut some circles. Yes, they're not perfect circles. I used a template even. I'm not good at cutting circles. So, okay. And these are about 1 inch. I just traced a bottle cap. Just about like that. So it's about the size of a bottle cap. So what I do is I get my end that I started with here. And I take my glue gun and I put a little bit of glue on the edge of the circle. I don't fill the whole circle up yet because I'll burn myself. And then I take my ribbon and I make sure it's scrunched up a little and I lay it down in this glue. And you maybe get frustrated with this part. I have burnt myself I don't know how many times. And I glue it to I use a cookie sheet so I don't get my table gross. So, okay. So then you're just going to keep doing that all the way around that piece of felt. And your ribbon is going to get twisted like almost like a screw. So you're going to have to fight with it so you don't get glue all over everything. Okay, so this is now what I'm working with. I'm stuck. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue to put glue, and I'm going to get some on the edge of this ribbon and some on this felt, and I'm just going to keep doing that until I make a flower. Just keep going all the way around, so hopefully you can see some of that. Okay, so I stopped here. So I'm going to put some glue on my ribbon and make sure some gets on my felt so it kind of seals that first layer. You want it to be glued down pretty good. You don't want it to come apart. Ouch! Now this one I did not use a lot of ribbon. Like I said, I think this was a 24-inch cut. You can use more, it will add more ruffles. You just keep gluing around however much ribbon you have. You could use less and only do one ruffle around and put a bottle cap image in the middle. So then when I get toward like the end, I just start moving it a little because it's not all the way glued down because that glue is still hot and gooey. So I just move it around and get it to where it kind of looks okay. Oh, I hate glue strings. This is the worst project for glue strings, I swear. Okay. Now where that end is, it's still up. I'm gonna make sure I fold that piece where I tied off earlier. I'm going to fold it down, and when I glue it that way it's kind of got like a little bit of ruffle. Now I'll put glue right in the middle, and then I'm going to just glue it. And then depending on how many layers you have or what look you want to go for, you could pretty much put anything in the middle. You could put a resin in the middle, you could put, I use these, a couple of those, like this one, the big full one here, I put one of the flatbacks in, I put flatbacks in some of these. This tiny one was only like, I don't even know how much ribbon, like maybe 18 inches of ribbon. I love this one. And I used one of the little pearly looking flatbacks. And this one looks like a candy cane, except it is actually glitter zebra from Walmart. And I put one of the rhinestones in the middle, the small rhinestones I ordered. You could also put bottle cap images. You I'd put a piece of felt on there and glue it down. You could put a resin, I don't know. Oh, here's one. Depending on how you do your middle, you could glue a resin there. Any of your buttons or anything like that you want to use, you know, it's all gonna depend on what you want to do and how you want to do it. So, yep, and then when I do the back of them for my buttons, or for my clips, as you can see, I have the original piece that I have right there, and then I just glue. I use the flat side of an alligator clip, and I put some glue on it, and then I attach a piece of felt, and then I turn it over to the flat back, and I put a lot of glue here because I want to make sure that it sticks. And then I go into the back, and I find a spot like this one, where I curled my bottom of my ribbon. I'll probably start it there, so it gives it a little bit more security, and then I just glue it down. It's going to be off-centered a little bit from the other one, and that's fine. And there's a clip. So, yep. I'm probably going to put one of these little pearly looking felt flat backs. Put a little bit on the back of it. I'm going to find the middle, and I'm going to push, and I'm going to hold that, because that also secures the middle of your ribbon. And there's that. So there's my clip. This one is with the fall ribbon. Now you can use any type of ribbon for this. This is grosgrain 7/8. So you could use bigger ribbon, you can use smaller ribbon, you can use satin ribbon. You can also take, if you have a wood burner, you can take your ribbon and you could get like a metal washer and like lay it down. I do not have a metal washer here because I haven't done this. I'll use my nursing necklace. And you would lay the washer down, and you would take your wood burner and you would cut around it and heat seal it, and then you would keep following that pattern, and that would make petals to a leaf, to a flower. And then when you rolled it up, you'd have the petals, and it would kind of look like more of a rose instead of a carnation. I have a show Saturday and do not have time to do all that, so I'm just trying to make some little filler stuff, and so I'm not cutting my ribbon, and that's what I'm doing. So I hope that helped, and I'm sorry that if it's a rushed video or doesn't make any sense to you. So just let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help, and I hope you guys post some pictures if you make some, because I think they're super cute. Thanks, guys.